Hello everyone, welcome to day 9 of Design Your Life, the 30-day yoga journey. Today's theme is where do you want to go? For this practice, I do recommend that you have 2 yoga blocks. You will most likely find them useful throughout this class. We're going to begin in a seated meditation. So if you want to use one of your blocks to prop up your hips in your meditation seat, you're welcome to. And then just come to relax on your mat. Keep your spine nice and lifted, shoulders relaxed away from the ears, hands resting in your lap. Today's class is themed around the third eye chakra. The third eye chakra is located right between your eyebrows on your forehead. And if you've ever heard a teacher in a yoga class talk about a drishti point, a point in front of you, an unmoving point in front of you that you can focus on during a balancing pose, say like tree pose or warrior 3, you can imagine your third eye chakra as your internal drishti point, your internal true north. I like to think of it as my North Star, my internal true north, the intuition, the intuitive part of me that knows where I'm going and helps me orient myself in the right direction. Today's class, we're going to focus on answering that question of what is your true north? What is the thing that propels you forward? What is the thing that gets you out of bed in the morning? This might have an automatic answer to you. You might automatically know what gets you out of bed in the morning. And if you don't, that's okay. We're going to explore that through this class. We're going to work through several postures that help us tap into our third eye, which is a direct channel to our intuition. We're going to be working with some mudras as well, some hand gestures. I'm so excited to share those with you. But for now, here in your meditation, continue to breathe and ponder those questions. What propels you forward? What gets you out of bed every day? What motivates you? If someone were to ask you, what is your true north? What's your North Star? What do you orient yourself to every day? Try and answer that question here for the next moment or so. Take another deep breath in, maybe the deepest breath you've taken all day, and then open your eyes and inhale the arms up and overhead and exhale the hands to heart center. We're going to do that a couple more times. Big breath in, lift the arms overhead, exhale, hands down. Big breath in, lift up through the spine as you inhale the arms overhead, exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, hands overhead, and this time let the right hand come down to the mat, reach over with the left arm into a side bend. And then swivel yourself all the way over, reaching the right arm over towards the left for a left side bend. And we're just going to flip and flop back and forth, side bend to the right, and side bend to the left, side bend to the right, keeping your sits bones nice and grounded on the mat. And here in your right side bend, just rest here, really reach through that whole right side of the body, left side of the body, and come on over to the left, this time reaching all the way through the right side of the body. We're going to warm up our spine a little bit before we get into more advanced, more intense postures. Come back through to center, bring your left hand to your right knee and twist to the right. Inhale the arms up through center, and then exhale, right hand to left knee, twist to the left. And we'll continue like that. Inhaling through to center, exhaling to the right to twist. Inhale through to center, exhale, twist to the left. Very nice. Inhale through to center, exhale, twist to the right. And breathe here. Take a deep breath in to lengthen through the spine. Exhale to twist a little bit more to the right. Inhale through to center. And exhale, twist to the left. And same thing, you're trying to get as much length in the spine as you can, twisting just a little bit more. If you can't breathe, back off. Whenever you can't breathe in a twist, it means you've gone too far. Come back through to center, inhale the arms up overhead and bring them back into heart center. On your next breath in, stretch the arms out to the side, and exhale, curl your chest forward, give yourself a hug, tuck the chin. Inhale, open the arms wide. Exhale, switch the cross of the arms, curl forward. Inhale, open. Exhale, round forward. Inhale, open. Exhale, round forward. Beautiful. Inhale, open up wide. Exhale, cross the arms, tuck the chin. Inhale, open, broaden the chest. Exhale, open. Beautiful. Now, from here, we're going to be working with a couple mudras today. Mudras are hand gestures. These ones are pretty simple. We're going to be working with two. The first one, you're going to bring your hands together and clasp them with the right thumb on top. And then you'll extend your pointer fingers straight up. We call this steeple fingers. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. The other one, this one is very, very, very simple. The next mudra is simply just a thumbs up. Curl all four fingers into your palm and send your thumb up to the sky. I think we all know how to do this one, right? And the point of these two mudras is they're going to help us find points of focus to look at in different postures. So now that we've got that sorted, from here, we're going to move into tabletop pose. Like always, set yourself up for success, hips over knees, shoulders over wrists. And we're just going to begin with a couple cat-cows. Nice and easy breezy here. Inhaling to broaden across the chest, exhaling to round through the spine. Moving back and forth through your cat-cow, match the movement to your own breath. So you might move faster or slower than me, and that's totally fine. Beautiful. Walk your hands forward just a couple inches, curl the toes under, and send the hips back up into downward facing dog. And if this is your first downward dog of the day, walk it out. Bend one knee and then the other. Take as much time as you need here. Maybe widen the feet so they're a little wider than your hips. Send the sternum down to the mat. Beautiful. And then inhale the right leg up to the ceiling. Exhale, bring the knee to the nose. Send it back up into three-legged dog, right leg extended. Exhale, knee to nose, hug it towards the chest. Inhale back up, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, hug it in, and then plant that right foot between the hands. Lower the left knee to the mat. Come up into your low lunge. We're going to use one of those mudras. We're going to come into the steeple fingers. So clasp your hands together, right thumb over left, pointer fingers point up, and extend the arms up overhead. Imagine that there's a line of energy extending out of the tips of your pointer fingers. Beautiful. Then bring your right hand down to your right hip, reach the left arm up and over into a side bend. This is a little bit of a balance, so if you need to find a drishti point to find focus, you can. Windmill the left hand down to the mat, reach the right arm up to the ceiling, coming into a gentle twisted lunge. Beautiful. Keep that right knee over the right ankle. Plant the right hand on the mat, lift the left knee off the mat, and step back into your downward facing dog. Beautiful. And then walk out your dog here. We're going to repeat all of that on the other side. Take a couple breaths here first. And then inhale, left leg up to the ceiling. Exhale, hug the knee towards the nose. Try to keep the back straight as you do this. Inhale, back three-legged dog. Exhale, come forward, almost like you're coming into plank. Use the strength of your core to pull the knee towards your nose. Exhale, knee to nose, and plant the foot in between the hands, lower the right knee, lift up into low lunge, and this time make your steeple fingers, but bring the left thumb in front. Whenever we do things with our hands, clasping opposite elbows, clasping hands, we just always want to make sure we switch the grip every so often to stretch different muscles. Bring that left hand to the left hip, reach the right arm up and over into a little side bend. If you need to use a chair or a wall or the back of a sofa here for a little extra balance, do so. And then windmill that right hand all the way down to the mat, reach the left arm up to the ceiling, coming into a twisted low lunge. Easy twist. Really pushing through that left foot to activate the leg, and then bring the left hand to the mat, curl the back toes under, and step right back into your downward facing dog. Walk it out. Take a couple breaths. Beautiful. Bring the right foot forward between the hands. And if you have blocks, this is where you might want to set them up on the tallest setting at the front of your mat. We're going to lift up into our high lunge first. So make sure that right knee is directly over the right ankle. And we're going to come back into our steeple fingers. Right thumb over left, pointer fingers extended, lift the arms up overhead. Find one point to focus on. Suck your core back towards your spine, lengthen your tailbone to the mat. Press the feet into the mat to find stability. Beautiful. Exhale the hands down to your blocks. If you don't have a block, use the floor. And you're going to straighten that right leg to come into our pyramid pose. Now you can keep a straight back like I am, or you can relax forward. And then from here, you can set your blocks forward a little bit, and we're going to windmill up into Warrior Two. So pivot the back foot so it's parallel to the short edge of the mat. And here in your Warrior Two, we're going to come into our thumbs up. So your arms are extended out like they usually are in Warrior Two, but you're looking at your thumb as a point of focus. Imagine, just like we did in our steeple fingers, that there's energy coming out of your thumbs, out of your arms, out of your heart. Bring your hands to your hips, walk that back foot in just a little bit. Bring your right hand, to one of your blocks to come into half moon pose. You want to open up that left hip so it's stacking on top of the right. Lift the left leg, try and get it in line with your torso, and then lift the left arm up to the ceiling. Half moon pose is very challenging. It's a very complicated balancing pose. So come back to a drishti point, something you can focus on. If you need to hold onto a chair or a wall, you can. Beautiful. Bend into that right knee, set the left foot back on the mat, and step back into your downward facing dog. Very nice. We'll repeat all of that on the other side. But first, take a couple breaths in your down dog. And then bring the left foot between the hands, coming up first into our high lunge. And again, we're going to steeple the fingers, left thumb in front of the right, pointer fingers reaching up, and then extend the arms up overhead. Press through the feet into the mat. Feel stability here. There's one long line of energy from the tip of your tailbone all the way up your body, out the tip of your fingers. Beautiful. Bring the hands to your blocks and straighten that front leg coming into pyramid pose. If you want to pop the back foot in a little bit, you are welcome to. Press into the blocks to really lengthen through the spine. Nice stretch for the back of the left leg. Breathe. And then bend into that left leg, the left knee. Walk the blocks forward, pivot the back foot, and we're going to come up into Warrior Two. Make sure you've got that heel to arch alignment. Thumbs up, extend the arms straight out of the shoulders, and this time you're looking over that left thumb. Your feet are pushing into the mat, creating stability. Your core is nice and tight, helping you balance. What is your trajectory? What is your North Star? Bring your hands to your hips, and from here we're going to come into half moon. So I like to bring my left hand down to the block and then lift my right leg up behind me. I usually find that one side is a lot more stable than the other. My left side, half moon, is much more stable than my right. If you fall out of it, don't worry about it. Come right back into it. Half moon is challenging. That right arm reaches up to the ceiling. Right foot is super flexed. You're doing amazing. Keep pressing. Carefully set that right foot back to the mat, bring the hands to the mat, and step back into downward facing dog. You did amazing. Even if you fell out of it, even if you didn't look right, it's all good. You did great. We're going to move through a couple more balancing poses next. So keep that idea in mind of your third eye drishti point. Bring the right foot forward, lift up once again into your high lunge, bringing your hands into steeple fingers, right thumb over left, pointer fingers lifting up to the ceiling, reach the arms overhead. Breathe nice and deep. Find stability. Find propulsion here. Bring the hands to the hips, and from here we're going to step off of that left foot and bring the left knee out in front of us, hands beside us in cactus arms to come into dancing Shiva. This is a balancing pose. So arrive here, find something in front of you that you can focus on. What are you focusing on? And then from here, we're going to come into tree pose. So you'll just bring that left foot either to the inside of the right thigh, inside of the right calf, or down on the mat by the right ankle. Hands at heart center. Or if you want to steeple the fingers up overhead, you can. And breathe wherever you are. Maintain your balance to the best of your ability. And if you fall out of it, don't worry. Come back into it. Find your drishti point again. Reorient your focus. And then from here, we're going to extend back into Warrior 3. You can go for a whole hog, full Warrior 3 with the arms in front of you, leg back. I'm coming into a supported Warrior 3 with blocks underneath my hands. I'm really working on getting that nice straight line from the bottom of my left foot all the way to the top of my head. So do what works for you here. Beautiful. Bend through the right leg, come back up into your high lunge, steeple, finger the hands up overhead, and then plant the hands on the mat and step back into downward facing dog. You did great. No matter how many times you fell out, no matter where you were in your balancing poses, you did amazing. We're going to do all of that on the other side. Just another opportunity to practice our balance and to check in with ourselves and orient ourselves to where we need to focus. Bring the left foot forward between the hands, lift up into your high lunge, steeple the fingers, this time with the left thumb on front, pointer fingers pointing up to the ceiling. Lift the arms up overhead. Breathe wherever you are. Balance, as one of my favorite teachers likes to say, is imbalance in motion. We're constantly moving and adjusting. Balance is not stasis. It's not lack of movement. Balance is movement. It is constant adjustment. Bring the hands to the hips. Step the right foot forward. Bring the right knee in front of you. Arms come out to the side in cactus arms into dancing Shiva. Find your point of focus once more to help you balance. Engage through the core. You're still doing all of the things you do in a balancing pose. Engaging the core, lengthening the spine, feeling all four corners of the foot on the mat. Beautiful. And then we're going to bring the right foot into the left thigh or the left calf or on the floor by the left ankle into tree pose. And again, hands can be at heart center. They can be on your hips, or they can be steepled up overhead with the left thumb in front. Continue to breathe here. Try and relax through the shoulders. Balance is never about tension or gripping or holding on to things. Balance is a constant process of letting go. And then from here, we're going to come into Warrior 3. So I'm coming down to my supported Warrior 3 with my hands on blocks. My right leg extends back behind me with the left foot flexed. You can do that as well, or you can bring the hands to heart center. You can extend the arms back behind you or out in front of you. Whatever your balance enables you to do. Regardless of where you are, find a new drishti point on the floor to help you keep your balance. This drishti point, if you haven't caught on already, is a symbol of our internal North Star. Let the right leg come back to the mat, lift back up into your high lunge with the steepled fingers up overhead. Take a deep breath in and out here. And then bring the hands to the mat. Step the right foot to the front of the mat to meet the left, coming into a forward fold. Let the head dangle here, tucking the chin into the chest, maybe bending through one knee and the other, maybe keeping the knees bent, maybe seeing if you want to play with straightening both legs, up to you. And roll yourself all the way up into Tadasana. We're going to make our way down to the mat via a tricky balancing pose. So you want to bring your hands to heart center or on your hips, or if you want to, you can bring them into the thumbs up right in front of you. Up to you. You're going to bring your feet together, and from here, keep your core engaged and lift up onto your toes. Lift the heels off the floor. Then you're going to bend your knees and you're going to lower yourself all the way down to your heels. This is very, very tricky. If you need to bring your hands to the mat at any time to assist you, do so. If this is too challenging, just come to sit on the mat. But if you've arrived in your toe balance here with me, hands and thumbs up, again, find that drishti point. Find that internal point of focus that helps you balance, helps you reorient, helps you know where you're going and where you are in time and space. You can try closing your eyes here if you want to, really tapping into that internal North Star, or you can keep them open. It's up to you. Wherever you are, continue to breathe. Beautiful. If you are balancing, bring yourself all the way down to the mat, and we're going to come into a seated forward fold here. So give the knees a little wiggle, stretch the legs out in front of you. Nice little wiggle for the knees. That was a lot of tension on the knees in that balancing pose. Lift up nice and tall through the spine, flex the feet, hinge at the hips, and fold forward over your legs. Tucking the chin into the chest and relaxing here in your forward fold. Lift yourself up. Maybe give the legs another little wiggle. And then from here, we're going to come into butterfly pose. So bring the soles of feet together, knees apart, and we're going to be journaling. So if you have your blocks, you can stack them up on your feet so you can have something to rest your journal on. If butterfly is uncomfortable, you can just come into a cross-legged seat and journal. And if you are not up for journaling, you just want to self-reflect without journaling, you can do that too. I'm coming into a forward fold with a block under my forehead. So it's literally touching my third eye, helping me connect to that space and connect to that internal North Star. So whether you're journaling or whether you're not, begin to breathe here. And I'm going to ask you the same questions I asked at the beginning. Where are you going? What propels you? What gets you out of bed every morning? What acts as the thing that you can consistently orient to when you don't know where you're going? You can journal and reflect on that for the next couple of minutes here in your butterfly pose. finish your thought. And if you were folded forward in butterfly, lift yourself up and set your blocks aside. And if you were journaling, set your journal aside. If you were in butterfly, bring your knees together and windshield wiper the legs side to side. Whatever conclusions you came to, know that you don't need to have all the answers today. Swivel the legs around, and from here we're going to come into Shavasana to finish out our class today. So you can lie down on your back, extend the legs out long if that feels comfortable, or you can keep the knees bent. Rest your hands by your side, close your eyes, and relax here in your Shavasana. Begin to make movements with the fingers and the toes, the wrists and the ankles, and make your way gently up to a seated position. When you arrive, take a deep breath in and know that you can always come back to this class when you need to remember what your North Star is. Take a deep breath in, lifting the arms up overhead, and exhale, pull the hands to heart center. When you're ready, you can open the eyes. Thank you so much for practicing with me. As always, give this a thumbs up if you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe because we've got 21 more classes in this 30-day yoga journey together. I'm so excited to share them with you, and I can't wait to see you tomorrow for more yoga. Until then, have a lovely rest of your day. Bye for now.